Now, let the lore begin.
After the return of the Jedi, the galaxy was consumed in darkness. From the farthest reaches of wild space, the lost tribes of the ancient Sith emerged to reclaim their destiny long forgotten, to rule the galaxy as gods. Their legends are the tales of the Sith.
5,100 years before the Battle of Yavin, the Dark Lord Marco Ragnos rose to power. By crushing his adversaries and bringing a new age of wealth and glory to the Empire, he commanded respect and loyalty from many. His leadership led to what is now known as the Golden Age of the Sith, and allowed him to rule the Empire for a century. Toward the end of Ragnos' rule, 2 Sith sorcerers sought to replace him as the next Dark Lord of the Sith, Ludo Kresh and Naga Sadow. Sadow believed it was time to expand Imperial territory for limitless glory and power, but Kresh believed expanding their massive empire would threaten its stability and destroy what the Sith had forged. Not only did Kresh disagree with Sadow's desire for expansionism, but he also saw Sadow as a threat to the Sith supremacy. Sadow subscribed to a liberal ideology that allowed for other species to rise in rank underneath his command. Kresh saw this as a dilution of the Sith's superiority and would lead to the Empire's downfall. This created a rift between the 2 Sith that escalated to a bloody battle after Ragnos' death. The endless battle for the throne led Naga Sadow to stage a Republic attack that he could use to manipulate the Sith Council and become Dark Lord of the Sith. Believing Sadow's facade, the Council agreed to elect him as their new Emperor. Kresh and his followers tried to stop Sadow for his treachery, but they were defeated. With the Empire now under Sadow's command, he assembled his forces and invaded the Republic in what is now known as the Great Hyperspace War. Although the Sith were powerful, they underestimated the strength of the Jedi and the Republic. The Sith forces were eventually defeated, and Sadow was forced to return to his home world. When he arrived, Kresh, believed to be dead, attacked the weakened Sadow. As their space battle raged on, Republic forces exited hyperspace, following Sadow's retreat to kill him once and for all. In the end, Kresh was killed in battle, and Sadow narrowly escaped to the uninhabited moon of Yavin 4. Unaware that Sadow survived, the Republic fleet returned home. The once great Sith Empire was no more, and Korriban became a desolate wasteland. In the aftermath of the Empire's destruction, a small sect of traditionalist Sith abandoned Korriban and journeyed beyond the reaches of wild space to the planet of Draka. They rejected the views of the failed Sadow and believed his liberal ideology was responsible for the Empire's destruction. Rejecting advocacy for massive wars that had caused damage to their legacy, the traditionalists decided to live in isolation. For years, they maintained racial homogeneity and could not ignore the threat of extinction. On Draka, they recognized a new species of natives they deemed worthy of interbreeding with the Sith bloodline. They called them the Demon Dragons. This alliance created a new hybrid species of Sith and allowed their race to expand for over 1,000 years. When Darth Seraph, the last Sith of pure blood, rose to power nearly 1,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, he began recruiting new species that would become part of the Sith Imperial Force. Even though the Sith tribes were more formidable than their state after the Great Hyperspace War, their numbers were too few to wage an intergalactic war campaign. Most traditional Sith understood the necessity of Seraph's changes, but established a strict hierarchy that subjugated all foreign species to maintain their dominance. Most of the ancient Sith referred to their inferiors as lessers and implemented rules that prevented their advancement in the Empire. The Sith viewed the lessers as weak and demanded their subservience. and the Sith overlords would see to it that the Empire was not dismantled by foreign infiltration. They had come too far to risk failure. Believed their lessers were unworthy of the legacy they would restore. Their return to power and glory they knowingly deserved would exalt them to the level of gods, that the galaxy had no choice but to fear.